that you are sitting here with like little to no education trying to talk to people about white privilege is white privilege.
Tell me one thing I said that's wrong, and don't use an argument from authority. Make a good argument.
I have a degree.
I'm arguing from authority because I'm telling
degree.
you my life experience.
That's not your life experience.
Name
That's a
one,
Really, I'm
one
sorry. Did you live my
thing.
life?
That means nothing.
Did you live my life?
That, that's a
Name one
degree.
thing
You're
that
not him
you
because you have a
can't do
degree. Just so you know
that
that's
I
a fallacy.
can't do.
Okay, she's just completely disrespectful.
Apparently they matter.
Oh, they definitely don't matter.
I'm an 8-year military veteran. I'm a college student. I'm a black woman, and I believe that white privilege fucking exists. So we're gonna start with that.
Thank you for your service.
And the reason why white privilege exists is because you guys refuse to acknowledge the history that put people in this position. You want to tell me that white privilege doesn't exist when white people had a fucking upper hand for 250 years to develop generational wealth, and that black people didn't get the right to fucking vote until the 60s, and you're going to tell me that white privilege doesn't exist?
The average income of a white person in America does not exceed $60,000. Although the average income of a black person in America is lower than that of a white person, white people aren't even the highest earning people in this country, even though they make up 70% of America. So my question is this. If white privilege is the backbone of our culture, if white privilege is the thing that's holding you back from achieving everything you want to achieve, or if it's not holding you back, it's holding back the black community, as you're implying, why would white people make it so that they're not even the ones who make the most money in the country? Isn't that what you mean when you say privilege? If you were the people oppressing everyone else, why would you let another type of community, and I'm implying that the Asian American community makes more than white people on average because they do, why would you even let that happen? If you are the head of the country, wouldn't you make it so that every single one of you is making this crazy amount? Every single one of you has an amazing life. Every single one of you is not struggling financially. Every single one of you is not on welfare, even though the white community is on welfare way more than any other community. Why would you make it so that your community still struggles? Is it on the basis that other communities struggle more? That doesn't make much sense. So all I'm saying is, if white privilege is the thing that's holding you back, that's holding your community back, why would they make it so white privilege is also holding them back? It doesn't make any sense. But anyways, let's hear her out, get further into the video. Let's go.
That sounds like it exists because you guys got the upper hand.
What's funny about that is blacks we're doing better during
Why
that
do
time.
we always call people
No,
blacks?
because you
did.
black.
Can we just be black people? Can we just be like African Americans or something? Why are we
The
just
black
blacks?
community, how would you like it said? What makes you feel better on the inside?
Really, anything else other than what you're saying?
Tell me, I'll say how you want
Anything
it.
else
I'll package
other
it
than-
how you need it. Tell me what makes you feel
Literally anything else other than what you're saying.
Okay,
But please
anything
finish
else.
your point.
Why is that anything else, right? During in the
What?
Jim Crow era, blacks were doing better. Economically, we're outpacing whites under the Jim Crow era than we were doing.
Let's
Than we are
see.
doing.
It
I'm not
probably
done.
has
Than we
to
are
do
doing
with the
today
fact that
after
we had our own
$22 trillion
communities
of
before
government
the
handouts.
fucking
The black
KKK
community-
came and burned them
The
down.
KKK were Democrats, but give me a second. So after $22 trillion of government handouts and a black president
After how many
for
years of
8 years, the
slavery
black community
and
is worse
44
off
white
today than we
presidents,
were in the Jim
44
Crow era. How
white
is
male
that possible?
presidents,
Oh, I know,
97%
because they sold you your
white male
oppression and you
Congress.
bought it. So you're actually the reason why people like us can't do well, because they've sold you our oppression and you bought it. Blacks were doing better under the Jim Crow
If you
era.
acknowledge the oppression of other people, we can heal from it.
No, we
but
can't.
if you want
No,
to
we
ignore
can't.
it, we
We
won't
can't.
have anything happen.
That's not how this works. Dialogue.
And you know what? I'll say this. What she's saying would have would have a basis to it, would have a strong foundation to it if the black community was steadily getting worse or didn't have an uprising of success. The reason why I'm saying that what she's saying it can literally be proven false. This is not even Jojo's opinions. This is just what society is just not true. It's because the black community has had areas where we were doing better than we are doing now, where we were doing better than other races. So this shows the further away we get from slavery doesn't necessarily mean, the closer you are to slavery doesn't necessarily mean the worse off you are. Because in the 50s and 60s, the black community had a higher marriage rate. The average income was higher on average based on the, without inflation and all that. Now we're in 2020, entering 2024, marriage rates are lower, income is lower. Does that mean the black community is more oppressed? No, it doesn't. But when you argue oppression as the number one reason on the failure of the black community, you're just blaming white people, like she said, for our downsides. And it's not fair. It's not fair at all. Because white people are also struggling. A lot of white people are struggling. So when you just blame them, they look at you like, you blaming me for? It has nothing even to do with me. This is your fault. And then you're like, whoa, it's my fault? It's your fault. And then it just turns into a big fight. It's just dumb to me.
Acknowledging things doesn't make us suddenly rich.
So there's a question I do want to ask, which I can't seem to get an answer. What can she not do in America that a white person can do? What opportunity? You served in the military. You've made good choices. You're getting rewarded for them. You're going to live in the American middle class. What privilege do I have that you don't have that is based on skin color, not on wealth or socioeconomic status? Please.
The fact that you are sitting here with like little to no education trying to talk to people about white privilege is white privilege.
Tell me one thing I said that's wrong, and don't use an argument from authority. Make a good argument.
I have a degree.
Don't
I'm
cite
arguing
your
from
credentials.
authority
I have
because
a
I'm telling
degree.
you my life experience.
That's not your life experience. That's a
Name one-
degree.
Really? I'm sorry. Did you live my
thing-
life?
That means nothing.
Did you live my life?
That means that's a
Name one
degree.
thing-
You're not.
And she's being extremely disrespectful. She just basically said that because he did not go to... But she said... Here's what she said. You have little to no life experience, or you have no education, and you're able to sit here and talk to us. Basically implying that because you didn't get a college degree, you're not well versed in this area. And that's another problem. People think just because you have a college degree or just because you did all the right things, you're just supposed to be successful. That's another reason why she's so angry right now, because she may look at her life and she's like, well, I went to college, I did all the right things, and I'm still not where I want to be. I'm gonna blame white people. And that's the problem. You can't just go to college and just expect a $100,000, $200,000 job. And when you see another person who didn't go to college, who didn't take the traditional route, and he's still successful, you can't even imagine, oh, maybe he worked hard. Maybe he worked harder than me. Maybe he studied more than me, and that's why he's there and I'm not. No, it's none of that. It's because he's white. Like, I don't even know what to say, because this is just... It's just insane.
Just so you know
that
that's
I
a fallacy.
can do.
That's a fallacy.
Name one thing that you can't do that I can do.
I don't know. I can't make a whole fucking dollar.
What? You can't? Why?
Oh my God.
You're trying to tell me in the military
Bruh.
women aren't paid the same as men for equal work?
In the military, up until 2 years ago, women weren't even allowed to do most of the jobs that men
Answer the
can
question.
do.
You just said you couldn't make a dollar. You said you could not make a dollar. You served in the military, which
Not
is...
to mention that people in the military actually get paid a bullshit wage, but we're not going to talk about
so
that.
now we're moving
Yeah,
over
let's
to
talk
now
about.
we're moving
That
on
has
to
No,
nothing
let's
to
talk
do
about
with
for a
skin
second
color.
that you want to say that
What-
everyone in the military
What can I not
paid a
do?
shitty
There's a
wage,
feminist
so
lie,
that makes it
radical
right.
feminist lie, and they also sell. There's so many different ways they sell you your oppression, and she has purchased all of them today. So right now we are on sexism, right? So she's saying that I can't make a full dollar. Yes, you can. If women stop going in,
I bet he got
I'm not
paid
done
more to be
speaking,
here than
I'm not
you
done
did.
Speaking, okay? If women stop.
Okay, she's just completely disrespectful. Like, this is just, I don't even know what to say. Wow. Wow. So she believes that there's sexism that's holding her back. She says she's not getting paid the full dollar, which is really confusing to me, because the military or government services literally have an entire pay scale where it's on their website. They have a pay scale, so you know how much you're supposed to get paid. It's not like you go to a private company. No, you're going to know how much you get paid. So anyways, that is racism, and she's disrespecting Candace Owens, saying he's getting paid more than you. Wow. Let me know what y'all think about this.
Into career fields like fashion and Vogue and journalism,
psychology.
and we start going into fields like
engineering,
business, and hard academics,
finance.
we will make the exact same money that men
more.
The wage gap is a myth and a lie. It's a myth and a lie, okay?
Can I say?
It's actually a myth and a lie. I understand that you need to be oppressed, but you have just heard from 2 black people that haven't purchased their oppression from the Democrat Party. Respect that.
And what frustrates me is you served our country, which deserves to be applauded, and you have lived a life of a victor, and you have the gumption to tell me you're a victim without evidence. You were not able to cite one thing that you cannot do that I can do. If you make good choices, you will get those choices rewarded. And you brought 0 evidence except an argument from an authority and an insult to my lack of a college degree, of which I am so proud of, because I'm not indoctrinated because I didn't go to college.
This is terrible, man. And this is why when people, and I get a lot of comments saying, yeah, college is indoctrinating people. And me being a college student, I don't fully agree with that because of my personal life. But when I step outside of myself, I'm like, wow, maybe some schools are indoctrinating people. Because when I hear her speak, it was just pure anger, resentment, bitterness, and indoctrination, because a lot of the talking points she was saying just flat out aren't true. Or if they are true, prove me wrong. Have facts, have data, have statistics that prove what you're saying is accurate. But you couldn't do any of that. And I'm not saying I don't agree with it. No, you're stupid. I'm just saying you didn't prove anything. I'm going to be objective with it. I'm not going to side with him or Candace Owens or you. I'm going to look in the middle. Are you being respectful? No, you weren't. Are you being fair? No, you're not. Are you being honest? Barely. Anyways, if you have any suggestions for me, comment down below. I love our girls and I'll see you.